How are we living, boys? Now this will be a longer intro, so if you want to just get to the game, go ahead and do it. I timestamped it for you, so let's get right into it. Now, if you're still watching, I assume that you're truly trying to learn the most about Briar, in which I appreciate that because that's what I'm here to do. Now, let's talk about builds. Now, you guys all ask me all the time, hey, what build do I go in which situation against this game and this, all this, and the enemy team and that? Stop. Let me just cut it right there. I'll make a video in the future about, like, what build I would go for which, but just know that you can play any of them against any team. The only reason to think about a different build is if you feel like you have that capacity to play multiple builds and you know kind of how they play in each game and how to swap as needed for your team. I actually flat out just think you should just main a favorite build. I mean, dude, I've done it time and time again, multiple times, proved it to you guys. Build does not matter. It's you that matters. So cut all of the BS and just start locking in. Now let me give you the numbers and try and sell this to you. ECLIPSE Black Cleaver has already existed for months, okay? It's existed in last season, in 2 seasons, 2 splits ago, and so on. It's always been really good. But when you look at ECLIPSE as a whole, it has, just a little bit of a higher win rate than 50% because, one, it does not scale, and some people don't sell it late game, and then they end up falling off and so on, or they don't realize that they have power spikes, and we'll get into that in the video. Now, when you look at ECLIPSE and its second best item, you get ECLIPSE Black Cleaver. I think this is a really solid combo right now because this is cheap, and this item is one of the better ones after the nerfs comparative to the other BRUISER items. Now, just to add another fact to this, back in the day, 7 months ago, I was going ECLIPSE Titanic because ECLIPSE by Cleaver wasn't cutting it for me because I wanted extra damage, I wanted another auto tech reset, and, well, would you look at that, ECLIPSE Titanic, albeit a way lower sample size, does have a higher win rate, and I do think ECLIPSE Titanic is better. Now, in the video, you're going to see me go ECLIPSE Black Cleaver just to be genuine, but then the second game that I go over, or the VOD review part of this, will be ECLIPSE Titanic. I'm a bigger fan of ECLIPSE Titanic, but if you are not used to hitting Titanic mid-combo perfectly every time, just stick to ECLIPSE Black Cleaver because it is very consistent. So the point of this intro was to show, one, we've been doing this for a long time, so none of this is just made up BS. And then two, to show you that there's some numbers backing this up. I have a preference, but that, just because I like ECLIPSE Titanic doesn't mean you won't like ECLIPSE Black Cleaver. I think both of them are really good. I think Black Cleaver might be more consistent for the average Briar player, but because I would call myself a bit of a seasoned veteran in the Briaring, I like Titanic because it feels really good when I have a small burst window and I slam 6 autos on you like it's nothing. And the last little tidbit is this game, I get yapping a ton, and the gameplay is really good. I end up going like a pretty solid, like 13-3 or something like that. But I do a lot of yapping, and I wanted to just hit you guys with all the information, and then you get the yapping too. So that way you competitively gained a little bit as fast as possible, but you also get the personality side and also just the really good jungling side to all of this. Try and be as well-rounded, try not to waste your time, get you everything that you need. How are we living, boys? There's a new BRUISER build that has came up after all of the changes, and it's actually so awesome. It's ECLIPSE Black Cleaver with Halo Blades. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this. You saw it in the intro, but I used to run this exact thing when Briar first came out. I thought it was turbo OP. So I am so excited about seeing this build again because, let me tell you, it's one of my most practiced builds ever. It's a solid mix of like lethality kind of working with ECLIPSE early. Like, not saying that it's a lethality item, but just the fact that, like, when you get ECLIPSE super early because it's super cheap, you start one-tapping like regular, but then you pivot, in this awesome space to BRUISER. And it's just an awesome early game to, mid-game BRUISER scaling. I don't know how else to say it, but it's actually just, it's super fun, it's versatile, and your build path, to be honest, you just counter enemy team like standard stuff, so if they have a lot of AD, like this one might, if this guy goes AD, then you get to go death stands and stuff like that. So the build is ECLIPSE by Cleaver, and then third item is Sterix or Bork, depending on what you need. And then if you build Sterix, then you go Spirit Visage, and if you didn't build that, then you just go Death Stance. So you have a lot of build build options, build paths, if you will, where you can start going. Oh, one sec. Intro might get taken for a ride here. But yeah, so basically you get to either build an armor item to counter AD, you get to build MR, you get to build health, or you get to build tank killer. But it all starts from the fact that ECLIPSE is a super cheap item, and that gives you a lot of options, really. And sometimes you could even take this to a more damaging route if you like going Eclipse into lethality. That build actually does exist, although it's not like perfect lethality. It's not the best, but it is still good. So yeah, it's a super versatile, really awesome build. I've said awesome like 40 times now, but you get the point. 1, 2, 3, W2. Nice. Now, when we go for this invade here on Xin Zhao, we either have to catch him lacking without his bot lane rotating first, or just be depressed because he's going to try and hit me with W. Just trying to buy time, to be honest. My bot lane's late, but they might be able to cook. Yeah, that's not one of the invades that you... Oh my god, dude. That Zed is getting full combos everywhere. I'm actually about to cry. Zed is literally getting full combos everywhere. So when you get your full clear done, like, you want to look for the invade because he 3-camped. But then you go for the mid play. They see you. So Xin Zhao's already knows that you could be coming for his camps. And then when that happens, his bot lane just double killed your bot lane, so then they walk. But those are plays where you don't know how they'll end up. I mean, there's a lot of times where bot laners will, you know, they get fed, they start prioritizing themselves, and then they don't walk. So it's okay to try and figure out a team a little bit right there. Only when you're actively thinking about it. You know, like someone like me, I'm going to actively, you know, use that information. Hey, these guys will not just play for themselves, they will play for team. So now that it helps me inform these next plays. So it's not that bad to check that once, but don't get started checking plays like that often and then not learning from them. That's like the easiest way to troll games away. So we see him doing that. He's on 4th camp, so basically any camp that you take from him snowballs even harder because first of all he has to come check these, see that they're down, and then oh man, we actually have a kill angle on him. And then realize like, hey, I gotta go, you know, trade these out somewhere. 1 auto, jungle pet autos twice. And we're going red smite here because it had the highest win rate with this build. So, why not? But yeah, these are those same old runes that we used to play. He actually just saw me, but it's clear that they're not looking at minimap right now. Where'd this guy go? Is he on my wolves? Wait, bro is on my wolves. No, he's not. He turned around. So he's going to throw a spell. I'm just going to walk away. So this is what happens, right? When you take his... When Zed uses W, if he uses it on you, then you have to use E immediately, or he will burst you out. Let's see if I can see the play over the wall. Okay, I can. But yeah, so when you take his camps, he is now topside, and imagine being him, you're like, okay, well, I gotta do something, because this guy just took all my camps. And then he just starts walking around. Now, the idea is that if I'm on his topside, then usually I'm going to retreat to my topside and then go down. So he should just go his topside to my bot side, meet me in the middle there, and maybe post up, try and look for a play, ping his Zed to come. That would be the usual answer to a play like that, but... Now I can try and invade him again. This is kind of greedy, but it's not too bad. Oh, wait a second. Maybe I just fly under this turret. His red's up. Now Zed, if you W over the wall, Zed Rs you, then you basically, he comes down. So you have to get him immediately. So you don't want to W over this wall and run to him, because then he can throw out W, R, go to the W, kill you under turret, and then you cry. What you can do right there is only go. So he actually did end up going here. So he died when here, so his topside's still up. This is a very crazy game, but, I mean, look, man, that's League for you. This guy's in here. We're very low, but it is very doable also. He won't. I think we hard win this. I need to flash this Zero stun if I can. No. If my Rakan... Alright, so here's where I misunderstood. If Rakan had E, he needed to jump in front of me. If it be for the Zero stun coming late or just a spell, whatever. or Karma needed to immediately walk to that tri-bush, both of which were really good for us, but unfortunately, maybe I could have communicated more with my pings. But okay, we're here. Now we're going for Black Cleaver. So I was on a ton of money there. That's the only reason that was even close. So now this game is much worse for them because I'm going to start destroying people. I have about 2,000 gold of, of buffer time of buying Eclipse. Eclipse is one of the most cracked early game items in the game. So you have a little bit of time to get your second item before people start outscaling you. Because if people get two, like, over 3,000 cost items, then Eclipse starts to, like, not feel as good. Because it's just a huge stat stick and shield, right? But when you look at other things like Bork, right? Bork is 4 different things. Attack speed, lifesteal AD, and a slow with extra damage. Like, it's just so much. But, like, in terms of outright just flat-out usefulness, look at this. Okay. Got a splash. For anyone that likes to time spells, so if you see Inspiration, you just add 4 minutes to that ping. So right there, that'd be 13, 16, and you just call it a day. If they don't have Inspiration anywhere, then you just say 5, and you call it 14. It's an easy way to time sums if you want to start sweating the game a little bit more. So we assume he's on top side if his Raptors are going, because his top side was up when he was on bot side, so he could be right here. Could be walking around here, or he just did this, you know, he recalled, did this, and then is now bot side. So because we haven't seen him yet, we assume that he's bot side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. We're gonna keep our eye on Dragon. Maybe we can catch the boy lacking. There he is. So he has a red buff. So he did that red buff, did his Raptors, and went down the moment that I thought he went up. So that's just not the case. Absolutely demolished you. Oop, I can kill on that. I'm dead, but whatever. Kill him. Bring it home. I got Hillblades halfway through. I like that. I might have been able to kill with bleed, but it's not worth the risk. Definitely just take the kill. We got a scrappy game here. Man, whenever I'm making YouTube videos, like, I want the games to be, like, so, like, I get to do my huge 10 minutes of yapping, and then I get to go into gameplay mode. This one kind of got, like, derailed a little bit. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of times that you can't really change that, you know? Like, enemy team's going to do what they're going to do. And then it's like a decision on me, like, you know, hey, do I chalk the good conversation and just show the gameplay? And, man, sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, Logan, you smurfed it, bro. You figured out the exact line. And other times, the exact opposite. Like, when I said awesome 5 times at the start, that was like, come on, man, that was not smurfing. But to be honest, it's like 1 a.m. right now. I played League for like 8 hours today. And then, I forgot to make this video, actually. Because this build, like I said, I've been playing this build since Briar came out. I think we catch with my smite and Karma's W. Definitely playable. Where'd he go? I can actually just kill this to get enough health. One, two, 3, 4. Nice. But yeah, no, I think I've basically said everything. So again, this build has always existed, and it's been one of my favorites. I actually enjoyed the version that I created, right? Because you can surely do anything original in this life, right? But Halo Blades, Eclipse, Titanic, that was my GOAT. And I'm going to start testing that a little bit more with seeing that this build is like back, you know, and doing well. I'm super excited to test that out because, man, anyone that you know has been watching me since the start of my content creation with Briar, man, you knew no matter what, you could not get me off that build, dude. It's something about Halo Blades just makes me feel so free, man. It just makes me feel so good. What's going on with this guy? He clearly knows I'm here or something. He's gonna, if he zaps this from miles away, he knows I'm here. Try to jump the wall there. If you don't get the wall jump, it's okay. That's a tough one. Nice. We have our money. I should reset to that. Actually, yeah. So, okay. Never mind. Refuse to do that. Okay, they're going under turret for it. One, two, three. I'm going to immediately recall. Maybe go grubs here. My RW didn't go Sag. Look, you got a new sorry emoji. That's nice. I don't think I need Bork against this team with 0 tanks. But, you know, maybe do it. To be honest, like, maybe my Titanic could be built here. Oh, man, I'm trying not to, like cope my way into building what I want. But, man, just saying, it wouldn't be that bad. Titanic's good against squishies. Gibble, I'm about to catch you in the ball, my friend. Oh, just kidding. He worded smart player. But yeah, so that's where we're at with Briar. She just has so many builds right now because the meta got shaken up a ton. People are like trying to say Lethality's bad. Lethality's like one of the best, you know, win rate builds for Briar right now. Trust me, it's good. Man, I mean, this guy. Good R buffer. Okay. I mean, we just got his R for free, right? No way you hop on the boy. Yeah, he's too smart. But yeah, you have lethality, which, like, when you pick it in games where it's good, it actually 1v5s the lobby. People are trying to oversimplify lethality. They always have. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, half the Briar community refuses to acknowledge that lethality is a good build. And I'm not gonna lie, that's like such a disservice to Briar as a whole. The thing that keeps me on this champ the most is that if one build ever feels weird, I just play a different one. And I don't know, I guess people take that for granted because they want to be a one trick and a one build trick, I guess. But I don't know, not really my type. You should probably just do Rift here because there's no insurance that you'll get something. But yeah, see, now this looks terrible. Nice. I'm probably going to double smite here because no one's going to stop me. Again, to get the back guy to spawn, once you do 3 autos, it'll spawn ASAP. So then you just do that. So 1, 2, 3. Now the back guy will spawn as soon as it can. And then you just walk behind, hit it. She'll do that same attack. Back guy will move. Back guy doesn't spawn after a certain percentage threshold of Shelly's maximum health. So TLDR, at around 2,000, it just won't come back. And then you just got to, you know, do the hard work yourself. Dude, I'll do it. I'll do it. Alright, I'll do it. All right. I'm going to show you guys. This was my favorite build. I don't know. I've gone through so many phases that, like, I probably say favorite build a lot. But I mean, dude. I have 600k points on this account. And this is probably the most I have. And I play 4 different Briar-only accounts. And, you know, if you remember last split, I was doing, you know, each account was a different build, right? I had the lethality only account, got that one to GM. I had the Conqueror, Titanic Hydra, Steric Spear Visage every game, the Bruisiest to Bruiser account, got that one to like 300 LP Masters. And then I had my main, which was playing any build at the, you know, when I could. Okay, what was that Z combo, my friend? And I got that one to Challenger. So, like, I don't know, man. I've had a lot of phases, if you will. But mostly it's because I'm on this journey that hopefully never ends, where I just want to prove to people that, like, you know, nothing matters other than your gameplay and you learning. That's really the only thing that matters, man. You know, when I played, you know, AP to get into Masters also, I was like, you know, I don't know why that resonates with me so well. I just hate when people try and limit themselves and be like, oh, well, I couldn't do it with this. And it's like, you can. You can literally do anything you put your mind to. And people, you know, some people hate me for that. Some Briar players, like, absolutely hate that about me. And that can't be, like, the most real complaint that people have about me is that, like, I try and inspire them to do other things. Because how they take it, or how they spin it, rather, is like, hey, you're trying to say that AP is the best build for Briar. And I've never, in all of my videos, I've never said that. And I'll even double down on disagreeing with that. It's not. AP has never been the best build. But, it's not like you couldn't do it if you wanted to. Because I proved that you can. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know how this video went from this, but dude, I guess we're reminiscing in Briar builds. I mean, here's the thing. You've had a favorite Briar build too. We've all had our favorite builds. And we've had you probably had a build that you thought was the best, but was actually terrible looking back. You were probably playing the best build and didn't even realize it. You were probably playing your favorite runes and just having a ton of fun at some point. Like, we've all gone through phases. You've one-tricked a champ. You know it. So this applies to anyone, I guess. You know that you have gone through phases of builds, this, that, the other thing, and it's just part of the journey. And that's what I like the most about Briar is that, again, I played this game for going on 13 years now. And I've played, I've tried to be pro. I've tried to be pro. Wow, he's mad. I've just tried it all, man, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man. I just like one-tricking now because it's new to me. Again, I've been playing every champ in the game for 12 years. Just being able to focus on one champ, it's kind of cool. Thank you for watching. Okay, I know that first game can sometimes feel a little awkward where it's just a bunch of yapping and then the gameplay, it just wasn't like the highly utmost competitive that maybe you're used to. So I thought I'd show the second game with it, but with me commentating over it because there's two main things that you need to learn from this. One, how to come back from a game that doesn't start off good because this one does not, and I'll go over that. And then two, how to team fight with Briar. So here are the main things that this build can teach you, and this build is good at both of those things because once you get ECLIPSE, no matter what, it gives you a little timer to get back into the game, and I'm going to show you exactly like that. So to go over it right, I have 24 farm, I just full clear top down, I'm playing for this crab. As you can see, I don't have smite because I had 2 smite, so then he gets that crab, he takes a bot gank, I go to top side, and it's all good. Now, I read him, okay? So I read him. Look, he's coming back here, right? He's taking the recall. I have not, so I don't have enough damage to kill him. Now, if I had PTA, maybe I could. This is where runes can matter. We're going to do a full charge E, and we're going to try and get the buffered auto. But he pivots to the left right before the E, so I can't do E auto there, which sucks. So I do 1 auto, W1, 2, 3, Q auto. And it's not worth it to Q earlier there because that'll give him more, E stun, and then you Q, and then he just runs away, right? You want to try and break up his cast a little bit more. We ended up not just flat out not having enough damage by like 100. Maybe we had PTA or something. A little more early game center would be fine. Check and see if he's trying to wrap around. Go take his Gromp. We get our invade. Now, to be honest, he should be going to Raptors here, scared of me, but because he comes back, this game gets a little crazy. I'll let this one play. So I happen to be just going for the Wolves. He happens to be on the other side. It is what it is. Take our chunk. Try and get him into the wall, but he ghosts. Try and position myself so that his E doesn't take me close to his ear. Hit the flash. Try and blast going away, but then I see my mid laner coming. I want to win. Right? WQ, auto, W2. Maybe I could have gotten an extra auto there, but it was a really clutch play. He's going to do his damage. We're going to put him into the wall, and bam. This guy lives with sub 30. This guy lives with sub 30. So what happens now? We just full cleared. He took the crab. We got top crab. Now we're even. He resets. We look for a play. He lives with 50 health. He comes back, lives with 50 health again, and his mid laner does. So I should have 3 kills here. Well, guess what? I have 0. And now I'm 0-1, and we're even. He has higher tempo. He goes to the clear. So what do I do right now? Now I'm going to ask you, what should you do? I'll give you time. I'll do this a few times. What should you do? The moment that you're behind, and you look at this map, what should I do here? Okay, right? Maybe I'll give you options, maybe I won't. But this is more free ball. You need to go right to some farm. You need to start farming. So this fight, despite it being something that, looks close and maybe you want to go help, you need to farm. So you're going to see me, I'm behind after that play. I need to prioritize myself. So despite it, I turn around, don't go for that. 1 camp down, 2 camps down. There is no mid gank and grubs. Well, Logan, why don't you do grubs? What are you going to clear faster? Your raptors or your grubs, right? You're going to clear your camps faster than grubs. So I'm going to take my clear. And if he goes to grubs, then that's a byproduct of the mistakes I made previously. He, in fact, does do that. We didn't know that in real time. So now we full cleared. Now that we full cleared, now we can look for plays because we're on something more even, right? We're on even ground. We're up experience, but we're down money. That's better than nothing, right? So he's not level 6 just yet. We are. We're looking to try. So I walk into their jungle to try and figure out, okay, where's Hecarim at? What has he done, right? Because we know that his blue buff just spawns if my red buff did because we both packed down. Now that he starts to look for a play, oh my god, guess what? We missed R. We're crying. This is the biggest part of playing from behind, is you cut the idea of making plays. You don't just flat out never make plays, but you cut the idea of making, plays more than you have to. You start to farm and then counter their plays. So let them overextend, which they are, and just, try and take this Hecarim down. Look for him, it's good. Try and kill the next guy, and we're there, right? They overextend, we were there for it, but we are also only there because we're not looking for a play. I'm not under their bot tier 1 trying to look for a dive, right? Okay, so what am I going to do now? So I just kind of got back into the game. I'm up about 200 gold now. What do? Well, I still feel behind because I'm 1-2-1. I should have 4 kills and I don't, so what do I do here? You know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to farm again. Now, this might be a little different, if there was like a super free gank at this point in the clear, right? So last full clear, if there was a super free kill, I wouldn't have walked. This one, as I feel more even but still behind, I would probably be more open to walking here. So I'm going to recall and immediately get my ECLIPSE. ECLIPSE being so cheap, you need to get this item bought ASAP, and it'll give you some time to be strong. So right here, I'm going to be way more active than previously. So go ahead, hit our 3 camps, and keep it pushing. We found Hecarim, we're immediately running at him, right? Take a little chunk burst, reset, figure out where his bot lane is. Miss R because he's just the goat of running really fast, I guess. Now let's talk about this. You need to learn from this so badly, you Briar players need to learn. Have you ever played Battle Right? Have you ever played Fangs? Have you ever played Supervive? You need to understand this concept. It is a game winner. So how do I manipulate this Hecarim into stepping up? How do I make him step up? It's 3v2. How do I do it? Sure, his bot lane's coming, whatever, who cares? How do I make him step up into this? I act like I don't want to kill him, okay? How do I act like I don't want to kill him? I act like I'm going to kill his teammate. So you're going to see me. I'm going to run at Azir, right? And then I'm going to stand still. Look at me, stop command. And that's going to force him to try and buy space for this guy. Because Azir could buy space for him, but he can't buy space for Azir because we'll hop the wall and we'll go for him, right? He even ults correctly. He ults perfectly, right? He IQ stunned. He ults during that, so he's unstoppable. That is a concept that goes so far. So what do? We do it again. Act like we're all running from Azir, right? We're all super low. Act like I don't care while I wait for my cooldowns, and then hop the wall, and I'm right there the whole time. And it's because I walk just far enough that you think I'm leaving, but I don't show you that I want to by turning around and, pivoting back because I don't know where the wards are. They could have been warded, and he could have been seeing me. So I walk over here, and I don't even turn my character because I don't want you to even get a thought that I'm turning on you. So it's a huge thing, especially with Briar, to hide your intent, especially when you're playing these engaged champs, point-and-click stuns, bruisers. Hide your intent when you're waiting on cooldowns. It goes a long way. Now again, we're just chasing him down. Again, we made a bad play, went 1 for 1. Warwick comes by, kills me. So we overstepped a little bit. Okay, that happens. I mean, as I just made that awesome play, I was like, okay, I'm ahead now. I'm going to start you know, feeling the flow of the match. I'm ahead. I'm going to start trying to get more out of this, right? Now right here is pretty simple stuff. They're hitting our turret. My support starts the fight. Always kill the enchanter before the carry. If you have the option to, always do it. Now I didn't just leave fast enough. My bad. Again, dude, I don't play perfect every game, man. It is impossible to believe that I do that. I don't. I make a lot of bad guesses. Sometimes I don't know other champs' power spikes. How strong is a Kai'Sa on static ship? I don't know. Man, I got a feel for it, but do I actually know? No. Get caught, kid. Oh. Thought it. So, now you see I'm 1-5. Now, as you can see, we do win this game, and this is what I wanted to show you, is that sometimes, you know, I start flipping fights and hoping for the best too, and it's about the re-lock in and maybe getting yourself out of that running it down phase, and this is where I do it, where right here, right, they started to look for an objective, right, so this is them overextending once again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my ult, and I'm going to play front to back here. This build excels at front to back, you know, comparative to some other bruiser builds. Why? Because you have ECLIPSE, which is going to give you a shield, which does a ton, you know, obviously it's going to block some damage, but also ECLIPSE is max health physical damage, so if you hit a tank with an ECLIPSE rock, you are going to do more damage than had you hit someone squishy. So we're going to blast this guy, hit Q for my team. Immediate Q here, right, because we want to reduce his armor and MR for, you see how my team's all hitting him? Yeah, now think about my Q, right? My Q just reduces up by 12.5%. Bam. Now we just caught this 11 kill Warwick lacking. He went Terminus, he's playing some one-hit build, whatever. Yeah, I mean, he's so fed, he doesn't care what he's building. We've all been there. I hit my E, try and buy as much space, and then I'm there. We're going to look to follow up. I'm playing the end of a team fight, just trying to catch the stragglers, and then we're good. Nice. Now, always go take their jungle if you ever get the chance to. So he's dead. I can take his jungle, then recall and go to my own. My jungle will always be there. So now we're good. Now, I probably hit tab and see that I'm a little bit ahead of Hecarim now, and I can definitely frontline harder. But I'm still going to look my own camps a little bit. As you can see, they just start overextending again, and we're going to go straight through. So I'll show you how I identify an enemy team overextending. So look at this, right? They engage on a Karma. Hey, let me tell you something about lane Karma. Lane Karma doesn't care at all. Rel looks for an engage. We have man advantage right now because we know Azir's there. We see that I have 5 teammates, so we know that we can win this fight. Now, no matter what, we should take any fight. We're 5v4, right? So we're just going to, beat him up. We're going to beat her up. Until this Azir guy TPs, there's no reason to stop. Now, if your team doesn't get it, you have to look at your team, realize it, and then come back. So we had numbers advantage, right? We acknowledge it, we stepped up. Good. Get the rift. Make it work. Grab your red buff. Simple stuff. And again, the main thing is you want to recall with your team, so you'll notice that me and Rel recalled around the same time. Now we're looking for a side lane play together. So, right, this is just an example of me playing my support, right? My top laner is getting 1v2 and my support started walking. Instead of me looking to gank this guy and dive this turret, which could be fine, I'm going bot side because there's 2 kills there. I'd rather 600 gold than 300. So we kill the Sona. Well, we try and kill the Sona. Look at her, man. We're dancing. We're dancing on the beat. She was ult and heal, dies anyway. We're good. Now this team fight, we're right. So I look mid, and I notice that Azir's not there. So I ping them off, right? So you to retreat. That Azir's probably coming down here. We don't have vision of him, but we can assume it, right? And it comes down to I'm looking at my minimap after I kill Sona. I glance at my minimap and try and read it, right? Try and understand what's going on here. So then I'm going to look for Kai'Sa. So I go for a tricky wall hop. Hecarim uses ult early, so he has like no way to win this fight. Azir comes through. I'm going to try and put him into the wall, not take as much damage. Kill 1, kill 2, Prage, bleed, kill 3. Now she actually pulled me quite well, so she did well. Now after this play, you still do the same thing. You're just going to continue to look for plays. Oh, I got rid of Fog War. Let's go. So what you're going to do now is once the game hits around 20 minutes, right? And again, I'm 6-6-7 in this game. It's not a perfect one, but you just have to start being consistent in your team fighting, and this is where you got to turn it on. You have to start really looking your angles and understanding your job. And a lot of you come to me in my YouTube comments, and I do appreciate it, and you ask me, hey, what's my job in this game? Guys, run the numbers on how many different champions can be on each team and in different times, and it's too insane of a task for me to, you know, tell each one of you every single game that you could be in. It's impossible. Now, what I can do is I can just teach you, you know, the things, and then you can make that informed decision yourself and then build upon it. And that is the only way that we're going to do this, so accept that, because that's not changing. So, someone like Azir, right? If you fly in on Azir, what's he going to do? The first thing, right? He has wall you away, and then he flies with the soldiers. So, if you ult him, you're going to take some damage, and then he's going to be a full screen away, if he decides to be. And then you're either running under turret, or he's just kiting you the whole time, kills you. Or you might be able to kill him, depending on how fed, whatnot. Azir late game scales, so right now he's 2 items, I'm 2.5. It would probably just be a nothing fight, Andy Azonia's, right? So, it's a waste of time to hit Azir. Okay. Hecarim, right? Hecarim, if you ult him, he's probably going to ult into your team, and you guys are just going to have this amalgamation of giant ults and pray whoever wins. But it is a good option to hit him, because you don't allow him to run around the team fight, right? Because all he does is runs around, Q, ult, Q, right? And if you force his hand, then that's a solid target. Every AD carry, right? Hit him, point and click Q, kill them. Support, point and click Q, kill them. Tank Warwick Bruiser thing. When you look at their team comp, he's kind of their frontliner, because Hecarim is going to be more of a disruptor going to our backline, and Warwick is probably just going to ult the first person, right? So the idea is that hitting their backline makes you play more assassin style, where you have to just, you know, accept your team's going to have to fight, you're going to have to get value, so you have to be a killer. And if you hit Warwick, then you're going to play frontline and try and soak damage and stand in front of your team. So you need to think about that in your games, right? And just build that base. And it's like, hey, Logan, I don't know all the champs just yet. That's League. Enjoy it. That's part of the grind. So I'm looking for a sideways, little diagonal angle, because it's a better angle to hit the person that you want. You know, if I wanted to hit Sona here, I would have to dodge everyone else to get to her, right? But if I come from the side here, I only have to dodge a Hecarim, maybe. So the idea is that when you go more of a sideways ult, you get a better chance at hitting the target that you want. This time we hit Hecarim, right? So we're going to use our knowledge. He's probably going to try and send ult into my team, right? But now this team fight, I think he does that. Let's see. Nope, so he actually decides to try and live with his ult. So I'm just going to cancel that, right? I realize that he could kite me out. I'm going to hit E, and I'm just going to reset my cooldowns, wait for an opening. So he actually comes to me. I'm going to point and click Q, WW2, and there you go, right? Because once he ults me, he puts me low. Now my job, right, is I have to live from his burst. And that's just how it works, man, is you just, you know, I ulted Hecarim. It ended up being that I kept him out of the fight, and then I soaked a Warwick ult and lived. And then I got the objective, and that's, you know, your job isn't always static, but it can be simplified. Some fights are going to be different based on what your team does. If Rel is peeling Ezreal, then my job is disrupting. But if Rel goes to disrupt, maybe my job is to either disrupt with Rel, depending on how good it can be, or maybe I peel Ezreal depending on the angle that he's put in. You just have to react to the game. That's what makes the game so crazy hard, is that you have 40 different plays all at the same time. Now, side lane plays are always the place that you want to go, right? So usually you'll have 3 people mid, 1 and 1 in mid to late game. So you want to go kill the 1 and then take your person from side lane and go gank their 3. So, right, 1, 3, 1, and then you kill their 1, pull your 1 down. Now you have 4v3 here, and you just extend your lead further and further. He ults, we just shoot our ult at it, we hit Sona, she flashes, that's good. And we're doing exactly what we're talking about here, so I'll even slow it down, right? So we went side lane, we forced them to ult away, we chased them down, now we've split them up, right? So Warwick and Sona are on this side. Now I'm going to ping my team, right, to all go kill these 2. And we're just going to keep moving and taking fights that are better numbers, right? So we took 3v2 here. Now we're going to try and move these 3 to here. They're pulling 1 to try and make up for this, make this 4v3 better than a 2v4. And now our Volibear should either get a tier 2 or come back up, right? And I just have to know that and then react. Whatever he chooses to do is beyond me. So we're going to immediately jump on the first person and pray that we can kill. We're able to kill one. And here you have the option, right? I'm like, hey, I want to peel back, right? Let's peel back. We got the one, we can go Baron. But unfortunately, I just got scooped from Narnia, so we're in there. So I'm going to immediately WQ, try and kill one, buffer E, try and tank turret longer, and yeah, just get it cooking. And then that ends up being a bad dive, and most people are like, oh, we shouldn't have dove that. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't much of a choice. You know, sometimes enemy teams is going to put us in a weird situation. We just got to make the best out of it. Oh, well. Now, Baron's up, so we're going to grab red buff. Late game buffs are overpowered. 5 red buffs, 5 people slowing, 5 people regenning. It's OP, dealing extra damage, everything. It's OP. Same thing with blue buff, depending on the team. So when Baron hits, you just want to kill the first guy that oversteps. So usually the winning team of situations like this will be standing on their vision first. So what happens here, right? We scry, and when we scry them, they have to reposition because we know where they are, right? They don't want to get posted up on. We put a pink in there. We slide in. And even think about it, right? Think about these are the things that get you the extra rank ups. Is I don't mess up as many situations, right? Or at least I try not to. So let's talk about this, right? We just see them coming this way, right? So we know that Hecarim will be standing here in T-1 second. So what do? Instead of walking at him to show that I want to kill him and giving away my rel, I'm going to pivot this way, right? Try and play vision. So now he can't tell that I'm in here, right? And then he shows a second later. Had I pivoted anyway, had I had walked to the middle here, he would have seen me, decided not to go, maybe juke this. But instead he just sees one rel. He doesn't see me. So now it's like, okay, maybe we can fight. And that's what gives me the element of surprise, to chunk him out, buffer my R into their CC, slide in, and kill their support. And things like that, man, that is what mid-game is. That is what good play is you don't give them an inch. You don't see me for an extra second. You don't know I'm there. I don't mess up my combos, right? And if I do, I make mistakes, that's cool. But, like, my idea, my thought process is that I will, you know, I need to never mess up anything, and I need to play every play like it's my last. Because that just got us a Baron, right? In a game that's 30-30, that just got us a Baron. We get another rotation of their cooldowns. Look at this Azir, by the way. And when you start making plays like that, you get under people's skin. Now, this isn't quantifiable, but you probably know that it exists, right? So now there's like a bigger target on my back where people are going to try and overcompensate, kill me because I killed your jungler and they got my team Baron. Now you want to kill me and then get the dragon for your team and kind of balance the power here, right? And sometimes that can just be a flat-out troll. Because he, you know, didn't look at my flash timer, maybe forgot my flash timer, wasn't tracking it. So he slides over, sends me over the wall. Well, guess what? Now you just went over that wall and got demolished because I just hit flash. And now you just gave the dragon, or the team fight, and your jungler stuff, all because you were mad about a play that happened in the past. And then, again, we have numbers advantage, so we're going to start looking for the play then. We get 2 for 1 there. Again, we're just going to keep looking. Team fight happens, and we just slide right through. They overcompensate, try and trade back too much stuff. We're going to go ahead and grab this dragon and keep it going. And this is, I mean, this is the essence of late game, man. Is, again, you don't see me, you don't know about me, you don't anything until it's time. So it's like, you know, these are the tools, and it's tough, but it's situational. You have to understand that your games are going to be different. Your enemy teams are going to ward different things, and you have to keep track of those things yourself and make plays based off of it. And, yeah. So, like, right here, my support, I mean, I'm going to say it, man. Hey, this wasn't the best. Now, this is one of those times where I just died for my teammate, right? He hopped over the wall. It wasn't that great of engage, right? Because the enemy team played it well. And now I'm under the turret, too, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to let my boy die. I'd rather do the wrong play with everyone than the right play with just me, because sometimes that leads to a worse outcome, right? Live by the edge here. I'm going to just chalk it up at some point, get the turret, and run. And whatever losses we have, hey, man, they're losses, right? You don't always have to die for the wrong cause, right? You can just, you know, give some effort for the wrong cause. So now they're going to set up, and this is just a sweet endgame play that you can look for, right? So again, look at this situation, right? They have all 5 people, and we have a 3v5 right here. We have to wait 10 seconds on their push, right? So the main thing that I want my team to do in best case scenario is just use their spells to clear the wave. Now what they're going to do is, I mean, you've probably seen this before, right? But I'm still looking angles 20 seconds before it even happens. Because, like, what happens if Briar's standing right here, what do I change? Nothing. Because I WQ in, I get one spell against me, now I can't leave the fight. So I just look an angle. So what do? I go in here, make sure this isn't swept. And now I'm there. Now there's a universe that full enemy team just walks out together. Cool, I would just ult from this position. Or they all walk bottom. You know, odds are no one's just going to randomly walk bottom for no reason. So these people are going to split, try and take my jungle camps. And, well, as you can see, now my bot lane is spawning in 5 seconds, right? But think about this, right? We have a 5v3, but this guy is dead. This guy is so dead on my screen. Ask yourself, is this Kai'Sa 100% dead and never gets a chance? Yes, this Kai'Sa's gone. Full charge E, you're in the wall. Bang. W auto Q, auto W2 Titanic W2, right? He's gonna die to bleed every time. I don't have to worry about the guy anymore, right? 20 health. Okay, so what do? I go for the next opponent, which would be Hecarim, the next lowest, rather. So what do? This is how sweet Briar is, right? So again, we're going to slow this down, right? Slow it down. Watch this, right? Full charge E. Right? W. Auto. Q. Auto. Titanic. W2. And then an R buffer right here. I'm already slamming my R key because I know this guy's dead. I'm slamming my R key, casting the whole time. It'll shoot from my position. Boom! Hit this guy. Nice, because I assumed that maybe someone was going to CC me, so I'm just going to buffer R+. I have no other cooldowns. Why not just use R? Why let your W go? You get a better W from hitting R. Use R. We're going to slide right through on this guy, right? This is good team fighting. So right here, I have flash. What do you do here, right? You see these two are about to start cranking damage into me. You have 1k health left. You luckily got a fear on this guy and you're hitting him. What do? Right? You wait for their spells. Get your last auto, and then you flash, right? Look at that. No, sir. No, sir. Because I'm not going to flash backwards, because then the odds of their spells still hitting me, you know, she shot it this way, randomly, whatever. Just completely get out of it. No one shot a spell over here. Flash over. Nice. My Ezreal's coming out of base. WQ. W2. Come on now. Now I'm down my Frenzy. And there's an argument to be made. Maybe you don't, maybe just use Q there and then wait. Nah, I'm good. I got 2 seconds left on E. I'm chilling. Right? I get knocked back. I'm like, okay, this fight is just updated. Now I'm the Warwick killer. So I'm just going to put him in the wall. We can speed this up. Right? And you see how my job keeps changing, right? On the Kai'Sa, I'm the Engage. I'm the Burst. I'm the Assassin. And then to the Hecarim and Sona, I'm a Disruptor. And now, then I'm peeling my mid laner. This stuff, just, I mean, your job is never that static, man. It's just situational. Pop the top, slide on in here, bam, bam. And that just won us the game. And I won us the game because I'm looking for an angle 20 seconds before my AD carry's even alive. You never, ever stop trying. You never, ever. Cover something. Right, I'm taking 2 turrets, making it happen, baiting this guy in, and then there it is. And that's a GG right there. So yeah, hopefully this type of content helps you. I know you guys tend to like it. I don't know usually where to go, but this is what I feel like is important, so I hope that helped you. Enjoy.